Hey y'all, it's Mandy, the Sleep Nana. It has been a hot minute since I did a VSG update. So, just out here on the porch swing bed that my husband and son made me for my birthday a few years ago. Today is my birthday again, so the only thing I wanted to do today was just to put my feet up and read this book that, well, confession, I actually started this book this time a year ago, and then VSG happened and I just kind of laid it down and became consumed with all things VSG. And so this week I picked the book back up. But yeah, that's all I wanted to do today, was sit down and read, relax. And believe it or not, I had gotten into the habit of putting a little bit of makeup on, doing a little something with my hair, putting regular clothes on a daily basis for nobody but myself. It just made me feel better. Hold on, you're going to hear traffic because, again, I'm outside. And then today, of all days, I decided to do this update, and I did none of those things. Like, no makeup, hair a mess, still have on my workout clothes, but it's all good. Got a little blemish going on there. Again, it's all good. Need a hair trim. I'll be taking care of that this weekend. So, back to VSG update. Y'all see how easy I get sidetracked. 11 months, y'all. Gosh, the time has went by so fast. Coming up on a year. 46 weeks. My high weight is 259.6. The day of surgery, I weighed in at 247.6. That was June 23rd, 2020. Hold on, another cold truck. I had VSG surgery at CAMC in Charleston, West Virginia with Dr. Rossi. I'm drinking a protein coffee. So that's going to happen. Okay, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that my original goal weight was 140, and I said in probably pretty much every video that may or may not change. Well, it changed. I just think that 140, I may look a little smaller than I care to look or want to look. If my body naturally goes down to that, then that's fine. But I'm not going to be mad at myself if it don't happen. Honestly, I feel like I will be okay. Another 15 pounds or so. And getting some stuff nipped and tucked and sucked out of there. Yeah. And I think I'll be fine. Said every woman on the planet probably, but I am down 89.2 pounds from my high weight and 77.2 pounds from the day of surgery. My original, or yeah, it's kind of still the same. Not kind of, hell, it is. My big ultimate goal has always been, I don't know if I shared this or said it, but to lose 100 pounds within a year. So, I mean, I'm not far from doing that, and that's from my high weight, because my high weight was just a few weeks before surgery. That was my weight when I started the liquid diet. So, I count that, y'all, because, look, I did that, okay? I feel like, you know, any work that you put in, because surgery is work as well, and it's not the easy way out. Look, sis, you count that because you did that, okay? So yeah, we are going from the 259.6. So, what did I say I weighed? 170.4. So I got about 10, 11 pounds to go, and I've hit that 100 pound goal within a year. So I think I can do that. Yeah. My new goal weight is 155. I'll check, hold on. Which means I have just a little over 15 pounds to go. So, yeah, I'm okay with that. Not a whole lot has changed since the last time I did an update. Let's see when it was. Oh, yeah. I guess it has been. It's been 6 weeks. Okay. Yeah. That is a hotter minute than I realized. Some things that have changed. The main thing has been cravings have gotten really, like, real. I was struggling with some cravings, I'm pretty sure, when I last did an update. It's gotten worse. I have had a bite of something sweet here and there. Not really like indulged or overindulged at all. I said that wrong. I said that backwards than what I meant to say. But anyway, I haven't actually sat down with a serving or helping of anything sweet. If my husband's eating an ice cream cone, he'll offer me like one of the waffle cones, like the Nutty Buddies, like the main bottom of the cone that has that, y'all know what I mean. It's like the best part of the whole freaking thing. And I have had it. I took it from him and ate it with zero guilt. A few times it didn't bother my stomach, but again, it's just literally a little teeny tiny bite. Do I think I could sit down with a whole ice cream and have it without suffering? No. Look, what I experienced with dumping syndrome before, for a few months in a row, until I found out what, narrowed it down to what was causing it. Look, that ice cream just ain't worth all that to me, y'all. Look, it's no joke. I'll do my best to edit out the sound of this traffic, y'all, but anyway. So y'all have, had a bite of things here and there. Again, that I've not felt guilty over, because I've done really well about sticking with, eating the things that I should be eating and staying away from the things that I shouldn't be having for the biggest percentage of this past almost year. Because I really feel like I haven't really ate in, well, damn near a year. So, a little bite at the bottom of a waffle cone, I'm not gonna beat myself up over that, y'all. I just ain't. It's fine. My weight is fluctuating as per usual, but here's the thing. I did a reset diet a while back. There's a video of that, so go check that out. The numbers that my weight is fluctuating between has changed. I was fluctuating between 175 to 180, 181. Now I'm fluctuating between 170, 175. So, you can still look at it as, I'm down 5 pounds, and that's the way I look at it. I'm still fluctuating 5 pounds, but it's 5 pounds less. So, yeah. Thought about doing the reset diet again and see what happens. I may do that. I'll definitely update you guys if I decide to. I've briefly talked about, I've mentioned alcohol and my consumption of it in a few other videos, but I don't think I have really been completely honest about it. But that's trying to creep back in on me. I hadn't wanted it, really even thought about it, other than kind of like associating different things with alcohol from the past. Like, okay, for example, every time we would go camping for, I mean, y'all, the last 10 plus years, there was alcohol involved. For me. Hold on, traffic. Every time we would go out on the boat, I had alcohol in a cup. Damn, now that I think about it, anything that I did, y'all, I had alcohol. But there's certain things that, you know, I was just aware that normally I would be doing this with some alcohol. And that would be the extent, you know, that I have thought about alcohol. Not necessarily wanting it or anything like that up until recently. Okay. My daughter, my 25-year-old daughter, has moved back into the house. I know I've shared that with you all. And she does drink. Nothing, you know, major or out of control or anything like that. She's old enough too, and I don't say anything to her. But it has started to bother me with it being in the house. I've started craving it, and so she's actually in the process of moving back into a different apartment, and I have told her to make sure she takes her shit with her. So I believe she realized that I'm struggling with it being in the house, and so she's down there painting today, and she took it all with her. So I'm glad that she had enough respect for me to do that. But if she hadn't, it would have become harder for me to deal with. I would have just had to tell her, look, you take it or I'm pouring it out. So I would have gave her a choice if it came down to it. But here's another thing, y'all. Hand to God, my husband has never, well, he used to be a drinker before we got married. And since we had gotten married, it's just something that he just didn't do. And he would just even very rarely even have a drink with me. But in the last month, he went to the liquor store and got himself a bottle of whiskey. And he's just like, I think this will help me relax and unwind and just kind of de-stress from, some of the stress he's dealing with at work. And I thought, okay, didn't say anything because it didn't bother me at first. Now again, he's not like drinking heavy. That same bottle has been in there for, well, I'm going to say 4 weeks. And it's not even halfway gone. So he literally will just have like 1 shot a weekend. But I have noticed myself thinking about that whiskey being in my kitchen. And so your boy's getting ready to get an ultimatum too. You either put it somewhere where I don't know where it's at, or I'm pouring it out. Because I'm not going to let this derail me, and I'm not going to sit here and let you all cause that to happen. I'm not telling you not to drink. You are adults, you know. Just don't leave that shit laying out in front of me. Because if you do, don't come back asking me where it's at. And it's just that damn simple. So, that's happening. But honestly, when I tell my husband this, that it's bothering me, he would probably just pour it out, y'all. Because again, he's not... He's not a heavy drinker. And I'm sure he'll find something else to do to de-stress after work that don't involve alcohol. That's a problem for me. So, yeah. Hold on, more traffic. So, not a lot else has changed, y'all, other than, you know, that. And speaking of the alcohol, I had myself convinced before surgery that it wasn't a problem for me, because periodically I would test myself and go a few days without a drink, and I would be fine. But there is such a thing as a high-functioning alcoholic who can go a few consecutive days without touching the stuff, but then when they have it, they can't stop. That was me. And I mean, if somebody says to you they can polish off a liter of Bacardi by themselves in a matter of maybe 5 days, 7 tops, yeah, they might have a problem. That was me. One of the things I'm sure contributed to the weight gain, I was going through depression, which I struggle with anyway, just, you know, due to chemical imbalance, if you know about depression and what it is. But also, things around you can trigger it, and that happened. I was in a dark place for a very long time. Finally found the strength to crawl out of that dark hole that I allowed myself to stay in for way too long. And I'm not blaming that on any one thing or another. It was my choice to turn to alcohol to try to cope with what was happening with my family and my oldest daughter. I didn't have to use alcohol as a coping mechanism, but I did. And I knew I had to fix that before I could be of any help to her. Me turning to alcohol was not helping her decision to turn to other things as, you know, recreation or coping mechanism or whatever. And I'm not going to get all the way into that, but I'll just say, you know, people say not to make other people's problems your own problem. It's really hard to not do that when it's your kid with the problem, when it's your kid who is the addict, and it affects the entire family. And I just had to realize, you know, when and if she's ready for help, really seriously ready, I need to be sober. I can't help her if I'm not in a good place. So that was one of my driving factors. And the fact that, you know, when you're depressed, you tend to turn to things to cope. Alcohol was one of the things I turned to. And so that can make you more depressed, and the more you're depressed, the more you want to drink. So it's just like I spiraled out of control quick. A vicious cycle, a circle, just kept went on like a hamster running on a hamster wheel, wearing myself out and getting no damn where. Okay. My daughter started doing better, and then she relapsed, and I could have easily, I think, turned back to alcohol to cope. But I had to make a conscious decision not to. And I'm proud of myself for that, especially considering that there's alcohol in my house right now. So, yeah, the cravings are becoming an issue. So my daughter and my husband are going to have to put their stuff somewhere else or pour it out. I don't really give a damn what they do with it, but it's got to go. But anyway, I didn't even get on here with the intention of even bringing any of that up. And I still don't want to go into, you know, a lot of detail about it, but it's something that affects the whole family, and how you choose to cope with things like that can sometimes make the situation worse. I mean, she's a grown woman, but they'll always be your babies, right? But I wasn't showing up for me at the same time. And, you know, I found it to be true. What they say is, you know, if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of anybody else. And I have 3 other kids and grandkids that I wasn't 100% showing up for. It's like I was there physically, but I wasn't really present in much of anything that was going on around me. I felt like I was just going through the motions, that my head was somewhere else, and I knew that needed to change. And so that's what I did. I feel like everything in life, though, is we have to daily make the conscious decision to show up. And so that's what I had to start doing. I just knew, like I said, I had to get better. I had to be better. I just didn't feel good. And I knew I was the only person that can change that. So that's what I did, and that's what I continue to choose to do every day. Now, am I saying that as in, you know, just taking it day by day, floating around with your head in the clouds, and yeah, no. Have a plan, sis. We got to have a plan. But you know, the struggles are struggles. Everybody has them. And sometimes we won't handle them perfectly. And that's okay. Just don't forget the big picture and your overall plan for you. So, yeah, the cravings. That's been probably the main thing that has changed, as in gotten bad. Craving alcohol and which I knew, you know, eventually I would want it again. But I also know that it's something that I can't even dabble with, so to speak. I feel like a taste is all it would take. And so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let that undo everything that I have literally worked my ass off for this past year. And I say literally because, y'all, my ass is gone. I don't got no ass back there no more. Like, I really need to amp up my squat game, I think. and that's another thing, y'all. My body is responding. Oh, sorry. Let me get situated. My body is responding differently to different workouts now, and it's probably got a lot to do with my age. I don't know, and well, that and probably just the massive amount of muscle loss that I experienced from VSG. Maybe that's the bigger part of it. I'm not sure, but I don't feel like I'm getting the results that I have in the past through lifting weights. I actually feel like my body is responding better to yoga, which I didn't see coming. I've always enjoyed yoga and just like the stretch factor of it, and I just feel like it helps with your mobility and just, well, y'all know about the yoga. But I honestly feel better after yoga than I do a weightlifting session. And 10, 15, whatever it was years ago, whenever I was hardcore working out, I would have never said that. Now I incorporated it, but it wasn't something that I felt that I didn't make it a priority. But yoga is now a priority for me. So, and I'm going to say that that's my age. Yeah, that's probably it. Gotta be it. Because I was 30 back then, okay? Now your girl's 45. Today, 45. Woo, y'all. It's alright. Anything else changed? Oh, I am seeing some hair loss again. It had gotten better. But I'm noticing more fallout again. So I'm going to go get some blood work done and see if it could have something to do with my vitamin levels, which more than likely something is off, because I know I'm getting enough protein. That, you know, it's not an issue. I often wonder sometimes if I'm not consuming too much protein, because, you know, our bodies can only process or absorb so much, and then the rest is going to come out. So yeah, I know it's not because of lack of protein, and I know that because, yeah, a year ago I would have been sitting here with the iced coffee with some Kahlua, rum chata, Bailey's, something in it, but no. Premier all day. Yeah, I literally couldn't drink this all day, which is why I know it's not from lack of protein. But yeah, I'll find out what's going on with that. Update on that, but not really a whole lot else to tell, guys. I have briefly mentioned my desire to have a mommy makeover. I am beginning to pursue that. It is something that I plan to do this year So I'm going to take you all through that journey. As long as all goes well, and you know, if it goes as planned, really the only thing that could change the plan is me, my mind. I want it super, super bad, but you know, even already, I've had a few consultations. The mom guilt is hitting me. I just keep thinking, well, that money could purchase this or purchase that, and then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, but girl, imagine how much better you would feel, you know, if you just did this and then did that thing later. So I don't know. You moms get it. I'm sure y'all understand. Somebody had commented on a group that I'm in, and y'all excuse my language, but she's just like, you know what, respectfully, fuck them kids. It's like, what? She said they're grown, they're, you know. Hold on. Traffic. She said, we raised them kids, we took care of them kids, some of us took care of their kids. She said they can set their asses down somewhere for a minute, it's my turn. And I'm like, I agree with that. She said nothing wrong. Respectfully. Oh, I thought it was funny. Excuse me dropping the F-bomb, but you know, that's what she said. But nonetheless, I thought it was funny. But she's right. You know, I've raised my 4 kids, and my husband. We've bought cars, we've paid rent, we take the whole family on vacation and every year, and we've paid tuition, and you know, everything name brand from head to toe, and you know, we've done all the things, y'all. And we've you know, bought the MacBooks, the iPads, the cell phones, and you know, yeah, our youngest just turned 18, so I'm gonna have to agree with old girl. They can set their asses down for a minute. As long as I don't change my mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, because now I feel like I'm just rambling on. But it'd been a minute since I really just sat down and done a vlog and talked with you guys about VSG. Just wanted to do that, and drop a comment and let me know how you've been doing and where you're at in your journey. Are you pre-op, post-op? What's some things that you're worried about, concerned about, excited about? And I just love interacting with you guys in the comments. So say hey, and I hope everyone is doing well, and I will check in with you guys. My plan is to check in on a weekly basis again. That really helps me stay accountable, and I feel like I need that to refocus and get serious about this last 15 pounds. So let's do this, y'all. And so yeah, I will see you guys in a week. Hope everyone's great.